So yeah, well, first of all, congratulations. You must feel a sense of relief.
I do, thank you.
So yeah, we're going to talk a bit about your journey today. Um, so as I was saying, it's a great pleasure to have Gladys here with us today. So I've got Jessica. Jessica, I'll let you
Yeah.
introduce yourself.
Okay, so thank you so much, Gladys and Jonathan, for making this happen. I'm Jessica. I look after Malaysia, Indonesia, and Singapore market for University Bridge recruitment. And shall I begin, or should we wait for
Yeah,
another couple minutes?
I think we can begin. Yeah, I
All
always
right,
believe, I'm British, so I always believe in starting on time. Otherwise, people will complain and say, like, why are you late? Why are you late? Because people
all
always have
right.
a schedule, right? Yep, so let's go for it. I'll let you.
So today I'm gonna talk a little bit about University Bridge, and I'm not alone. I'm here with Gladys, one of our superstars, who's gonna tell us the story of her dream into getting into waitlist of UCLA. So probably if you want to introduce yourself a little bit, Gladys, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Gladys. Um, I'm from Sabah, Malaysia. I went to an independent Chinese high school and then I did SPM and UEC. And then decided to go to SMC and then now I'm transferring to UCLA.
That's wonderful. Perfect. UCLA is one of the most dream of our students, right? So it's not easy to get there. So yeah, what is the university bridge? As most of people know, we run 2+2 programs that help students to get into elite universities like USC, UCLA, UC Berkeley, University of Virginia, and lots of coming in. We've done it by giving of one-on-one support from our private advisors to our students. We customize and personalized comprehensive support for our students. And these are sort of our guaranteed admissions to some of the top schools, even though, as you may all know, that UCLA and UC Berkeley is not on the list of tech, but our students still have a chance to get into this kind of universities. And since 2015, we've helped our students for more than 80% students got into top 40 US universities ranked by US News World and Rank. And for these years, we have amazing results with 81% of our students got into top 40 and 89, almost 90% students got into top 100. And we make chance of our students get into UCLA and UC Berkeley higher by 45% and 35% of the results this year's. This is the breakdowns of every UCs. Most of our students have the higher chance to get into UCI, Santa Barbara, San Diego, and UC Davis. This is shown where we operate our programs. We do have in California, Washington, and Virginia centers. So Gladys was studying at Santa Monica centers, and we do have our students got into studied in Shoreline in Washington and um, Irvine Valley College, San Mateo, and Virginia. Thanks. This is our Santa Monica centers where our most of the students studied there due to the locations, and due to the size and the vibrant city of Santa Monica. And we do have our students also studied in Irvine Valley College, San Mateo, Virginia campuses, and Shoreline. The next. Each of our centers has their own guaranteed and it does vary state by state from Virginia, California, and Washington campus, which our students, most of our students are studied in California campuses. Even though we do have our students who studied in Washington campus, takes high school completions along with college credit program. So how do we help our students get into elite universities? We help our students throughout their 2 years of study by giving them academic support, non-academic support, and comprehensive transfer assistance. We do the study plan of each of our students. We do give them advice of, choosing the right course, professors. We do also provide the reports to agents and parents, and we also monitor the GPA. And these are our examples. We do also help students to apply to tech schools, which is, I think it's very beneficial for our students. And yeah, I'm gonna pass into Jonathan to lead the Q&A question with Gladys.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jessica. So that's an introduction to the University Bridge Centres. So yeah, so Gladys, we're going to talk a little bit about your journey and how you got off the UCLA waitlist. So thank you so much for joining us today. I know it's always nerve-wracking, and joining something on Zoom is sometimes more relaxing than face-to-face, but sometimes it's not because you are doing the Zoom and sometimes you feel more nervous. Or maybe that's just me. I find actually sometimes because you can't see so many people, you can only see them on the Zoom, it feels a different experience. So, Gladys, you were telling us before that you did UEC and you also did SPM. So, when you were a high school student, why did you think about the US? Why did you like the US? What was the appeal?
I actually did not thought that I had a chance to study abroad because I will be very honest, during high school for my SPM and UEC, I did not do well. And when I went to a further study like education center, while talking with them, one of the advisors told me that I had a chance, if I want to, that I had a chance to restart again to study abroad. That's something that I never thought I would have a chance to study abroad, especially in a place like the US. But after doing some research, and I thought like this is great. The prices, the range was within something that I want, and then I could explore what I wanted to study. Since during high school, all I studied was just basic accounting and business.
Okay. So, yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself before joining University Bridge. So you hadn't really thought about studying abroad because UEC is quite an interesting qualification. I think a lot of overseas universities are very confused about it, honestly. Everyone knows Malaysian SPM. Malaysia's got a lot of different qualifications. But yeah, UEC is a different one that does sometimes confuse universities. So tell us a little bit about yourself before you join University Bridge.
Um, I I guess sorry. I guess
Relax.
I am a little bit nervous on Zoom.
Don't worry. It's actually perfectly normal. Everybody's human, right? And I think it's always good. Like the thing is, I always tell people, like it's very funny. I was doing a student interview yesterday for a scholarship, and the student was like, started shaking, and I said, just relax. Take two breaths, breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth twice, and you feel better. It's very simple. So yeah, relax. Don't worry. Take your time.
A little bit about myself. I'm from Sabah, Malaysia, just like I said. And then I studied in a Chinese independent school. I love art. I always love art. My family has always been like a really creative family. We always have done a lot of like arts and craft throughout our whole life. And then I love nature. I'm bad at hiking, but I love it. Great scenery and everything. I guess that's just like a little bit about me.
Okay, great. So yeah, I love hiking as well, actually. But I can agree with you. Hiking can be very hard work, especially in the Hong Kong summer. Okay, so let's move on. Why did you choose the University Bridge program in the end? Um, Obviously in Malaysia there's a lot of choices. Many students in Malaysia go to the UK. Why did you choose to go to the US on the University Bridge program?
I guess I did look over if I wanted to study in the UK, but after talking with the advisor, we did like a little bit of comparing and realized that maybe this the way that they teach in the UK wouldn't really fit the way that I learn. Since like in the UK they are much more formal and then in like a more formatted way. But I did realize that once I came to the US that the US teaching way is a lot more free flowing and then a lot more like open questions, open discussions. And I guess that really fits what I was looking for.
Okay. I mean, the US, of course, gives you flexibility on major too. You have more time to decide the major, which I think helps for a lot of people because it's very difficult sometimes to decide on a major. Would you agree? Sometimes it's very
I
hard
agree.
to choose what you want to study. Um, I remember, like, when I was in high school, I couldn't decide until my Latin and Greek teacher told me you must study Latin and Greek. So in the end, I did. Okay. When you first came to Santa Monica College, what did you find was the biggest challenge?
Oh, I would definitely say homesick and making friends. I guess more or less that's kind of normal for everyone that's starting like college anywhere else, even like back in their own country, like Malaysia. But that was something that I was really struggling, especially homesick. Like you have the time difference and then it's so far away. And then I'm like someone that's really close to my family.
Yeah. Did you also miss the food? I'm sure you must miss the fantastic Malaysian food as well.
Definitely. But thank God that California is very diverse. I actually found like a lot of great places that serve similar or Malaysian food.
Well, that's always amazing. That's always very, very helpful to find something comfortable from home. I think, and food is a very important part of that as well. Okay, that's great. Um, so tell us a little bit about your major. Did you initially consider majoring in communication and global culture? What was your sort of initial goal? You talked about how you liked art. Tell us a bit more.
I did. Initially, when I came in, I saw that there was a pretty good art program at SMC. And then they had like great transfer for, at first, I wanted to do industrial design and then transfer to one of a great like top art school like Otis. They had a toy design, which I really want to do, that had direct connection with like big toys company like Barbie and Fisher Price, and that's what I wanted. But after taking more diverse classes, like not just art classes, I also took economics, business. I took some public speaking, communication, and then especially ethnic study. And I realized that, oh, I don't think I like art as much. And it slowly went towards more of a communication and maybe a little bit political science, political view section. But what I think that really solidified that I wanted to do communication or global study was that I also joined the clubs at SMC and I realized that as an international student, I joined like the international student club to help other international students, and that really made me realize that, oh, I think I really wanted to do this instead.
Okay. I think it's sometimes a journey for people, finding their major, isn't it? Sometimes you can try some different things and learn from doing different classes. I think that's always quite helpful. Um, so obviously in Santa Monica College, there's a lot of students studying different things. How did you feel about the difference between your transfer study plan with your classmates? Because obviously there's a lot of students who go directly to community colleges. Did you think you had a clear direction and a plan? Because inside the community college, there's a lot of good resources, a lot of excellent teachers. But sometimes the advising support in the community colleges, there aren't enough advisors sometimes.
I do agree. Especially like for a lot of my friends, they were going to the advisors and plan out like what they wanted to study and what they wanted to transfer. I would have friends that couldn't book advisors. They only could book maybe once a week or once every twice a week because it was like so packed and everyone's like trying to get a reservation as soon as possible. And I also had friends that didn't had enough either credits or took the wrong classes and last minute realized that, oh, I couldn't transfer this semester because nothing is aligned right now. So I guess University Bridge did have something I really like, that I have like a one-on-one advisor that I could contact anytime. And this also like brings peace to my parents because I know that my parents, I don't have any relatives or family here. And it really makes my parents feel better that knowing that I have someone to contact anytime there's something that happens.
Peace of mind is very important. And I think having that support, someone you can turn to on WhatsApp, you can send them a message, you can ask a question. I think that's really, really important. And I think the other thing is that, you know, I come across a lot of students who actually do not have enough credits to transfer to. I meet them at education fairs. They've been sometimes studying 2 years, over 2 years, 3 years, 4 years sometimes, and they've got 52 credits and they need 60 credits to transfer. And they say, what can I do? You have to do an extra semester. You have to get enough credits. So I think the system is quite, you've got to be aligned. You've got to be aware of how to organize everything. And if you don't get it right, you can't transfer. It's quite simple. And I come across people who get rejected for tag all the time. And they come and see me and they say, Jonathan, what can I do? And I look at it and you know what? They haven't got the right credits for their major. That's normally the problem. So that's something that's very important. And having, I think the family peace of mind and your peace of mind too is very important because I think, you know, across the world, parents do worry because, you know, there's some daughters far away from home. And I think it's very important they've got update coming through. They can see what's happening and you've got somebody there. The advisor's role in University Bridge is pastoral as well as being academic. They're there to support you along the journey. Um, so let's talk a little bit about the transfer application and the essays. When I ask students about the US essays, they get really scared and they say, "Oh, I don't want to write all those difficult essays. They're so complicated." How hard did you find it? Tell us a little bit about the essays. How did you find them?
The essays wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. At first, I think what really helped is that my advisors gave me just like what's shown on the slides just now, like brainstorming and then like grammar checking and then the whole process. I think what really scares me, maybe not the essay, but definitely the application. I'm scared if I put in the wrong credit, put in the wrong classes, and then I had to double check the fees and everything. But having someone that double checks with me over Zoom, like I could share my screen and we could go through it one by one, and then like going through like the essays and everything, that really helped.
Yeah, I think it's always handy for most, even most US students in the US, when it comes to college applications, they do get somebody to help them. It's quite common because it's actually needed. You need a second pair of eyes. Um, Tell us about your University Bridge advisor. How did she help you over the 2 years?
Oh, I love her. She's really sweet. Over the 2 years, I would say that I could text her anytime. Of course, she will reply me within her working hours. Unless it's like an emergency, then she would see and then reply as soon as possible. But she helped me through that. She also helped me through a lot of emotional things, like definitely the first few semesters when I was homesick. And then my grades were doing as well as I thought it was. And then she would be there to guide me, teach me how to like draft an email for my professor, and then tell me like what I need to push myself for, like which classes should I put first and settle first. I think that's it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that kind of peace of mind, having someone there to kind of to contact. Because to start with, it's a journey, isn't it? I think over the 2 years, you must have felt the journey. It's like you go through quite a lot, don't you, in those 2 years? Um, so how did you feel when you were on the UCLA waitlist? You must think disappointing. I'm so close. I'm so close.
I honestly did because when we opened the other UCs and application that I sent in, it was like one by one, oh, I got in, I got in. So I kind of definitely built a little bit of confidence in myself when I opened a UCLA application, thinking, oh, I would probably get in. There's like an 80% chance. So when I saw that waitlist, I was honestly really sad.
Yeah, I can imagine it because a lot of people say waitlist means I will not be successful. And so you got the offered the waitlist, and what did you do? How did the advisor help you with trying to get off the waitlist? Because obviously there's the optional essay. Tell us a bit more about how it works.
Um, I remember that when we got on Zoom and then we started to discuss about it, I decided, okay, I want to opt in for the waitlist. So I had to put in my grades and then I could write an extra section for essays. And I decided to write one. She gave me like a guiding form, like what I could write and what should I write. So we kind of brainstormed for like a few days and then I got back to her and then we just went back and forth. And then I finalized one. She helped me check the grammar and everything. And then we decided to send it in. I basically wrote for my optional essay of what I would do in the future and what I have done after I put in my first application. So I just like updating them like, oh, what I have done recently and then what I will be doing maybe during the summer or what I hope to do once I get in UCLA.
Fantastic. It obviously worked. You must have yeah, you must have put it in. And when you put it in, what did you think? You thought, "Oh, I've given it my best shot." What was your feeling?
I honestly lowered my expectation a little bit because I told myself, my advisor did tell me that the waitlist is great. It is like a sign that you have a chance and they actually want you and want to like see what you have going on. So I shouldn't lose all hope. But at the same time, she did tell me like I should prepare myself because I still need to I still need to choose one school before it. So that was how I felt.
Yeah, it's kind of like I'll put it in, I'll keep my fingers crossed. Yeah, sure. So, you know, talking more about how you work with your advisor, the communication with the advisor was very smooth, very easy for you. Can you think of an example of when your advisor provided some timely help during an emergency or special situation, maybe?
Oh, definitely. I think it would definitely be when there was the forest fire in LA, the beginning of the year. And I know that a lot of people would live in like areas that's closer to it. So I would be living closer to Santa Monica. So it was pretty close to the fire and everything. And she would always be there for support. She would send in like extra information, like what's going on. They would always update the group chats like, okay, this place is closed, that's closed, and then where does the fire starts, where does the fire end. She would keep me updated, and then she would also contact me personally, checking in on me, like, do I have somewhere to stay? Do I have water? Do I have electricity and everything? That was really nice. And that really comforted my parents again. It really helped my parents a lot. Every time my parents ask, am I okay? I'm like, I'm great. I would show them the text, like, my advisors are checking in on me. We're good. We have the latest information and everything.
That's very important because I think it's a time of uncertainty. People do panic in life. And, the news in the last year or two has been this very dramatic. You see things, the drama of the fires, because your parents must have been very worried. So that's very good that, they felt reassured. And I think it's having somebody again to help you. I think this is very, very important. I mean, we saw this over the fires. We also saw this over COVID before as well, was another time when people needed help as well. But hopefully in the coming years, everything can be normal. There will be no fire, no COVID. Everything can be like peaceful and stable. So, tell us about living in California. What do you enjoy most about living in California, apart from obviously the lovely weather, the lovely people, the lovely place? Tell us more.
Um, the beach, just like you said, the weather, the people, everyone's really welcoming. It's a very diverse place. Great food, definitely great food. I would say there's also a lot of events going on. Like every week there will be like a pop-up. There will always be like an outdoor event going on. It could be on campus, off campus. It's just really nice. It's also really safe compared to what a lot of people would think America would be, like how the social media like portrays it. It's pretty safe. I haven't had any trouble while living here for 2 years and even staying extended throughout the summer. It's been great.
That's very good to hear because there's a lot of news about safety, a lot of concern about safety. And that's the objection I get a lot of the time. People tell me the US is not safe. I think California generally is very safe. I'd agree. And I think that's a good point actually. And the diversity you mentioned as well. There is a very good diverse group of people there. So, what advice would you give students aiming for top US universities who are finishing high school? I come across recently quite a few students from Malaysia who've done UEC, just like you did, um, and they're looking at sort of options. So, what would you suggest for them?
I would definitely hope that they choose community college. Definitely one, it's cheaper. Two, it's a second chance. And then three, it's just very broad. You would maybe be like me, come in as an art major and then leaving as a communication or global study major. It's just like a second chance for you to see what you like and then explore so many options. If advice I could give for the future students would definitely be, I regret not joining more clubs. I think the clubs at SMC is amazing and it really extends, like, broaden what I wanted to do and how I see the world.
That's great to hear. I think there is so many opportunities actually. And it's funny, I come across students who have the opposite problem of you. They join too many clubs and kind of regret joining too many clubs because they end up being too busy and then their GPA drops and they struggle with their studies. It's a balance, isn't it, really?
It's
Um,
hard.
yeah, it's a hard balance because you've got a full workload, and then when you do the transfer as well, you've got the extra work to do as well. So but yeah, I think that's the whole thing. And UBridge is there to guide you, to help you, to make sure that everything stays on track. Okay, so I'll open up now to questions. Does anybody like to ask us some questions? Feel free. I can see Nora's on the call. You've got Jessica, some other people. Welcome. I'll give everyone a minute or two to see if they want to. If we don't get any questions, I think it means we covered everything, Gladys. Uh, it will mean that we covered everything. I want to say thank you to you for joining us today. We appreciate you giving up the time of your holiday, and we want to wish you all the very best at UCLA going forwards. Do keep in touch. Do let us know how it goes. We would love to learn more about the journey. Um, later and reach out to UBridge if there's anything we can do. But I'm very excited for you on the next stage of the journey. It's going to be wonderful. And I hope you enjoy the summer holiday. But thank you so much for joining us. Nora, you look like you're about to say something.
Yeah, I just want to say hello to Gladys. Everyone at the office wishes you the best. It's so nice to see and hear from you today. Thank you so much for sharing. We really appreciate this event, and also thanks to you, Bridge, as well for organizing this.
It's our pleasure. Thank you. And after this, we will actually share a recording. We will put it on YouTube later. So it'll all be available and I'll send you a copy, Gladys. Gladys, thank you so much. And thank you to everyone for joining today. And happy, what day are we up to today? Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Gladys, enjoy your trip around Malaysia. Have a wonderful summer and all the best for UCLA. Take care, everyone. Thank you.